dogs working livestock in Australia are Kelpies. The rest would be made up of Border Collies and also Smithfields, Hunterways, Blue Heelers, etc. But predominantly it's Kelpies, followed by Border Collies are the main top working dogs. What we're going to do is I'll get Molly. Molly is a 3-year-old dog, so when we're working our dogs and training our dogs, we always equate their age to human years so that we know how advanced they should be in their training. We're going to make sure that we don't expect too much of them when they're too young. So a 1-year-old dog would be equivalent to a 7-year-old person. So if I've got a 1-year-old Kelpie, that's equivalent to a 7-year-old child, so they've just started school. They're going to make a lot of mistakes. I have to be very forgiving. And a 2-year-old dog would be a 14-year-old child, so it's halfway through school. It's going to make a few mistakes. It's going to push the boundaries a little bit, just like the teenagers. And we are well aware of that. A 3-year-old Kelpie is equivalent to a 21-year-old person, so they finish their schooling, secondary schooling, they're out in the workforce, fully trained, they can work for a full day. So we keep that in mind when we're training our working dogs and working with them. So Molly here is a 3-year-old, and she's a 21-year-old, still doesn't mind a good time, but she's there to do a day's work. What makes Kelpies such good working dogs is their hunting, gathering, herding instincts. Anyone that was here before had seen Jimmy just working those 3 sheep around. What was going on in Jimmy's head was he's seen those sheep as a food source. He sees me as the boss wolf, because all dogs have evolved from the wolf family, and wolves are a pack animal, and they want to go out and gather and herd their food source and bring them back to the boss wolf for a kill. Well, these dogs see me as the boss wolf. I get that by earning their respect. So they go out around the sheep or the cattle and they bring them to me because they think that way they'll get fed tonight. So that's what's going on between their ears, and we need to work with that. And when I'm training farmers how to work with their working dogs, that's the most important thing they need to learn. So Kelpies and Border Collies have really got that, still got that wolf instinct of being good herding, gathering dogs. So with Molly, what I'll do for a start with Molly is just get these sheep. I want you to use your imagination to bring the whole farm down here. So here's a thousand acre paddock. There's a big set of sheep yards there like you have on a normal farm, and there's 2,000 sheep in that box. Use your imagination. Principles are all the same. So I just put Molly in there. Hopefully you'll see her go around the food stools and bring them back to me because she sees me as the boss wolf. Molly back. And you'll hear me giving her commands. After we've had a little go with Molly and Laurie, I will show you, I'll get a young dog out here and show you how we teach the commands. Molly round, good girl, back. Molly back, good girl. Molly back, good girl, back, good girl. These sheep are very quiet. You've got to bring quiet to them in here for obvious reasons. Back on the farm, and she went around the mob sheep like that, the sheep would move straight off. We've got very quiet sheep down here, just so that we know animal welfare issues. So you can see Molly, no matter where I go here, Molly is just bringing those sheep to me. And if I was in a big paddock and had 1,000 sheep, you'd be doing the exact same thing. There's 2 ways of working sheep and cattle when you're working livestock. One is what we call working on balance. That is when the dog is bringing the animals to you. So if I go into a paddock, open the gate, send the dog right out around the paddock, that's working on balance. That's very natural for a dog to do that because it's using that wolf instinct. The other thing, the other way you'll work on livestock is what we call off balance, and that is when we're driving or droving our stock. And that is when we want to cut the stuff away from us. So we might be back here, you might stop, you might here. So she's back here with me, we hunt the stock away. That's called off balance. That's very unnatural for a dog to want to do that. So we don't let young dogs do it, because otherwise they'll think I'm a bad wild wolf, because what wolf we want to hunt the food source away. So we wait until they're mature before we work off balance. So most of the time with young dogs it's just all on balance. Bring the food source to me, the boss wolf. Okay, so I'm going to get Molly, I'm going to get her to put these big mob of sheep into this great big set of sheep guards here. She'll bring them up and put them in this handling race that every farm has. And you need to put your sheep and your cattle into these handling races so you can administer medication, etc. And you use your dogs to do this. We could not have livestock industries in Australia if it wasn't for these humble working dogs. And they're the unsung heroes of the nation, they really are. They work day in, day out, but all out for a good feed and a good house and just to be treated well. And that's it. The better we treat them, the better they work for us. Here Molly, come. Molly, come. Here Molly, come. Here Molly. Molly, come. Molly, here Molly. Sit. Molly, sit. Stay there. Stay. Molly, stay. Stay.
Can't stay.
Round, Molly, round. I'll just give us some commands back here. Molly, back here. Here, good. Here, good. Here, Molly, back here. Good, good. Here, Molly, good, good. Here, good. These sheep really won't want to go in there because that's hunting them into it. They've been in there quite often today, and that's putting them into a very confined place. So, here, Molly, back. Molly, good. Round, Molly, round. Good. Molly, back. Good, good. Back. So Molly's applying a fair bit of pressure there. Molly, come here. Good. Back. Molly, off. Good, good. Back. Molly. Molly, come. If I was asked 2 or 3 people to come out of the crowd and put these sheep in there, I'll bet you anything that you could do. No, you just would not be able to do it. Here, Molly, come. Here, Molly. Molly, come. Back. Here, Molly, speak. Molly, speak. Good girl, speak. Molly, good girl. Now, Molly, get off. Molly, off. Get off. Stay there. Yeah, put your hands down. Molly, start. So Molly's got them in out of the pack. If they were normal sheep on a normal farm, they would come in there a lot easier than that because they move off the dog a lot more. But because these are quiet sheep, they've been working off the dogs, they just become desensitised to the dog a lot. And that's why we can bring them down here and there's no problem. They take a lot more to ship. Here, Molly, come. So we'll get Molly. I'll get Molly to put the sheep into here. Here, Molly, back. Good girl, good girl. So she keeps coming around beside you just to get the flow start and she'll go back and bring some more up. Now you can see, I want these sheep in here very firmly. I'm going to get Molly to do that. Here, Molly, right up.
Oh my God.
Good girl, Molly, come here. Here, Molly, come. Good girl. I've been working dogs for probably 40 years. I've never seen a dog get hurt doing that. They love to do it. And we must make sure the sheep don't get hurt as well because they're our livelihood. So she's got them in there nice and firmly. I can go along and do anything I like to those sheep, like administer medication or whatever. So they just love to get up on the back. Here, Molly, come. Here, Molly. Here, Molly. Here, Molly, come. Stop with So you'd be doing this on a normal farm, you'd be doing this for weeks on end. You'll put one mob of sheep in there, do whatever you need to do, and just keep putting them in. Some farms will have 10 or 20,000 sheep. You've got to do work for them. On every farm you'll also have a loading ramp going up into a wool shed or up onto the semi-trailers. Once again, your little dogs do all that for you. So I'll open the gate. Here, Molly, come. Here, Molly. Up here, mate. Up here. Here, Molly. Here, Molly. Here, Molly. Here, Molly, come. Here, Molly. Here, Molly. Good girl. So as the dog goes back underneath, that makes the sheep want to jump the dog and move forward. Molly, speak. Good girl. Speak. Molly, speak. And she's absolutely loving it. So I've been able to bring all those sheep in the yards, up here, out, up into the truck, into the wool shed. I have not touched the sheep. So how about a big round of applause for Molly? Okay, as soon as I can get Molly to stop working, I'm going to bring a pup in and I'll show you how we fix these dogs. When we're doing it, there's absolutely no place in work training these dogs for any pain or fear. It's all just about understanding their natural herding gathering instincts. And also positive reinforcement, so that when they do something good for you, you tell them that they've done something good for you. If they do something bad, you don't say anything. Molly off, Molly. Here, Molly, come. Here, Molly. Good deal. Here, Molly. Here, Molly. Molly. Here, Molly. Good deal. Here, Molly. Good deal. Okay, so we'll swap Molly over now. We've got a little pup here. He's called, little pup's called Coat. And he's 5 months old. He's had no training at all because he's too young yet to train him. So as I said, a 1-year-old dog is equivalent to a 7-year-old child. That would place this bloke at 5 months. He's about a 3-year-old child. So he's just started playgroup. He's got an attention span of about 20 seconds. He'll probably embarrass you. He can do no wrong. It's just up to me to not put him into any situations where any harm can become to him or anything to stop. So the first thing I want to do before I can start any training with Cope is put him in with a small mob of white sheep in a confined area, and I'll get in there with him, and I just want to watch and see what he does, because I want to see if he's got that natural herding instinct, like the wolf, go around the food source. If I see that, then I know I've got a little champion in the making. If I don't see that, well, he might need to go to someone just as a pet or a friend, or I might just leave him a while and see if that comes. But pretty much if I haven't got that herding gathering instinct, it's pretty difficult to make a good working dog out of it. But most Kelpies and Border Collies, you don't have too many worries. When you're training these dogs, you'll see me, I'll carry something to make my arm longer. It's called an arm extension. Because our dogs don't understand English, I need to show them what I want them to do. If I want them to go to the left, I need to show them that that's what I want them to do. Because I can talk all day to them, they don't understand English, you never will. So always have an arm extension, and that's also to make sure that the dog doesn't run in there and break one and bite the sheep. You don't want it to sheep being hit. Because our sheep are our livelihood, so we must make sure that they don't get hurt as well. So I'm just going to let Cope go. He's had no training because of his age. All I do is make sure he has a couple of really good runs a day, spends a lot of time with me. I feed him good, that's where pedigree ticks the boxes every time. I'll just let him go and I'll observe him. I just want to see what he's going to do. And I just want to make sure that he doesn't hurt any of these sheep. Straight away, as soon as I let him go, he didn't run over the crowd there. Didn't run over the kids or some look for food. Straight away he's gone onto the stop because, and look what he's doing, he's bringing them to me, and I haven't trained him to do that. That's just natural in his head. He's a herding gathering dog. So as soon as I see that dog doing that, I visualise him being 2 or 3 year old out in a 1,000-acre paddock with 200 or 300 head of cattle or 1,000 sheep, and he's mustering the paddock. So if you've got this happening with your dog, you're 3/4 of the way there. So once I see him doing that, and I'll tell him what a good boy he is, make sure he doesn't hurt the sheep. Then I'll introduce my arm extension, because from now on when I'm training him, I'm going to need this because I need to show him what I want him to do. One of the things we do have to teach our dogs is steering. We need to be able to steer them. Sometimes we want them to go clockwise around the mob, sometimes we want them to go anti-clockwise. Depends where we want to steer the mob with sheep or cattle to. So I show him what I want him to do. If I want him to go anti-clockwise, I'll show him to go that way, like that. If I want him to go clockwise, I'll just show him what I want him to do. Now I've taught him to sit and stay because it's just, we've got 14 working dogs at home on our property, and so we need to have a little bit of control of the whole lot. We let the whole lot go together in the morning because they're a pack and at night, so we need to have a fairly controlled situation. Don't sit, good boy, stay there, good boy, stay. But that's all I've taught him, to sit and stay. And to come to his name, which he will sometimes. Cope, good boy, here Cope. You see the courage that they've got, like that sheep was there saying, I'm not scared of you, you're only a little pup. He's always saying, well, you think that if you like, if you stay there, I might hit you in the nose. Cope, sit. Sit. Cope, sit. They do it for you. That's what happens when you take your 2 or 3 year old child into the supermarket or whatever. It's like, here, that good boy. So how about a big round of applause for Cope?